Hello everybody, it's Big Al with some more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. I am coming to you today from the Forgotten account. I am going to do a season update. We'll talk about the leaderboards, I'll show you some reports. So, kind of talk about what happened in the server. So, first, let's see what day it is. It is day 44. So, hopefully, if the devs are watching, the countdown needs to start as soon as possible. This season has been over for a while. Let's go to the map, and we are Gondor, land of the five streams. We are the dark blue. As you can see, we own about half of the map, as it be. A lot of it has been just being nice. I mean, we have the biggest kingdom in the server, and I'm not knocking anything about any of the other teams. It's just a fact we had the biggest kingdom. We had 3 different fellowships inside of Gondor, and we had the strategy. So, as you can see, we took the ring. That happened over a week ago, I want to say. Everything is secured in the center. We have fought with Erebor, we fought with Lothlorien, a little bit of Angmar, and then a little bit of Linden. Rohan has been our ally throughout the whole thing. Mordor, we were friendly with Mordor. Kind of you leave us alone, we'll leave you alone type of situation with Mordor. They are one of the smaller in the server. It's not their fault, it's just the amount of numbers. And then Ruin as well has been very small. I think Mordor and Ruin have fought a little bit. Mordor has also fought with Erebor a little bit. And then we've done some PvP with Mordor as well. And for the last, I want to say, week, it's mostly just been about securing rewards, doing some friendly PvP, just trying to get through the server. Today we are going to be helping Mordor take Mount Doom so that they can get a little bit extra rewards. So that's one thing nice. Erebor, we are going to be letting them take their capital back because they've earned it. They've fought. They tried. They were overpowered. I mean, it's just how the server went. So every kingdom, unfortunately, minus Ruin. Sorry, Ruin. But if I recall correctly, there's only like 15 to 20 people in there, really, anyways. But everybody's going to end with the capital. We will have our 5 for our badge. Rohan has gotten 3 capitals, and everybody else will have 1. So that's been kind of nice. For the most part, tempers have been pretty good inside of World Chat. The little bit that I follow World Chat, I don't like to go in there that often because most of the time it is toxic. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the leaderboards. I will say I was very relaxed in this season because I had all 3 of my accounts in different servers in season at the same time. And anybody that knows, I freely help anyone with their gear, with their formation. I love doing gear, especially. But so I've spent a lot of time on my season 3 server trying to help build the new players up so that more people can enjoy the game and nobody quits. They can find ways to have fun and be competitive. So, affluence, really, it's no surprise. Bowser is top farmer on this server. He usually is. Let's go to the fellowships. As I said, we had 3 fellowships inside of Gondor. Dome, which is us, Bend, and Ting. You have FK it in Rohan. You have Vikings in Erebor. Army in Mordor. Lore in Lothlorien with FDAG, which is 7th and 10th. Erebor has the Guardians. Um, so Erebor was in 4th and ninth. You have Linden here in 8th and 12th. Rohan was 3rd and 11th. And then you have Angmar in 13th and 14th. One thing with Angmar's affluence, they got stuck kind of in the corner and haven't been able to move out, so they are very limited on their resources. And then we have a few other the smaller. We go to faction points. And again, some people had thought that me putting Forgotten account here, because it's not my main, was probably a mistake. And with this server being a little bit smaller, I'm very glad I had Forgotten here and not my main. My main, I went back to Toby first season. But even being very relaxed, I am 115th. I will get top 100 before the end of the season because I want those extra rewards. But as you can see, quite a few from Gundor. Oh, this is faction points, so this is all Gundor. So we have the White, who is up in 13th, which is good. I know his play has been limited. Handless Monkey is another one that usually is at the top in the faction points because he is usually very high in merit. But there's those things. Let's go to the merit. So you have Lord Biggest, who blew everyone away on this server. He is the Kraken of the server, and his merit just shows how much. He leads the boards with 7.4 million. And then you have somebody from Linden at 4.4. Weiner from Ting at 4.2. That's good to see a Ting member that high. And then we'll go through, and you have some from Lothlorien. You have a couple from Erebor. Wow, Zachley. Good job, Zachley. Got up to 8th. I know his play was limited last season. He was able to get a lot more play in this season. Very happy to see that. Congratulations, Zachley. And there goes our top 25. And again, everyone knows I'm not that much of a fighter. I worry about the other things. But again, my time here was relaxed. Looking forward to helping Mordor with Mount Doom so that they can get a little bit more rewards. They have been very good about the we leave you alone, you leave us alone arrangement. So I'm happy to see that. I got a couple reports to show. I have been mostly using Eagles for the last few days, just flying around, getting some PvP. I did fight some people from Mordor the last few days, so I wanted to show a couple reports. And I also tried something different. Because I'm using the Eagles, I went with Boromir instead of Frodo. So, with that being said, I have some defensive, but I have more points in the Horn of Gondor and the Evade. I have actually been looking at a few different reports, and I actually made the better choice because I'm running all melee, all Eagles, of having Boromir here instead of Frodo. Because Frodo tanking, yes, that does help, but right here with his evade and his attack for 3 allied formations definitely has helped out a lot more. So I'm just going to show you my equipment really quick. That way I don't have to later on. As you can see, it's all a work in progress. But let's go through some of the enemies. We have Witch King, Respect 6. We have a Saruman, R1. Which I bet you probably have something better than Saruman to go in there right now. Shadow, R4, which is nice, but if I were you, I would split these 2 points. Put 1 point in Black Numenorian and 1 point in Hunting Expert. And the reason for that 1 point in Black Numenorian is to take an instance of damage away from your enemy's white council. And then he has alerts. And as I thought, attack and defense of small units in the commander's formation. You are using medium units, bud. So that skill does nothing for you. So you want to switch your points over here into the Urukai Elite because it's attack of the commander's formation. So I hope you're watching this. Check that out and give that a switch. That will help you a lot. Let's go to Saw 88. This one I found, I think it was this one, yeah. So he has Oglarg as his tank. He has the right idea for his tank gear. Okay, but I want to show you a couple things. You know, he has damage dealt. He's got a physical damage dealer. Then he's got another physical damage skill. Okay, his command. His base level is 159. Now I want to go to Sauron. Okay, I think you would be better off moving Sauron as your tank. His command starts at 380, where Uglar's is 159. So you're getting an extra 21 command there. You would switch the gear and everything like that because your Sauron is there just for the debuffs. Okay, you have attack, defense, and focus of 4 commanders, and it's modified by focus stat. A lot of people don't worry about the focus stat as much. They just want the initial debuff. And if you're using Sauron as the tank, this is going to help greatly. He's got alerts in here. Okay, good job using that skill instead of the one for the small units. And he's got the R4 Shadow. Same thing, I would switch, put 1 point in each of those. Get some. I've seen him a lot. He's definitely been fighting a lot. He has 2 taunting units. I don't like it at all. But that's me. So we've got the Witch King R8. He's got his Sauron. He has got his Lurtz R10. Very nice. And again, this R4 does nothing because you are using medium units. And you have Saruman R0. So, Saruman is a damage dealer. You do not want a provoking unit on him. Right there. 3 enemy formations prioritize attacks on this unit. You never want Swan Knights, Mountain Trolls, Great Beast on a damage dealer. Damage dealers are squishy. Okay? So you want to steer damage away from your damage dealers. Also, you have the correct gear except for this helmet. This helmet should be on one of your physical damage dealers like Lurtz right here. And you'd be better off with a bone mask there than what this does. Okay, at least a bone mask gives you focus. That's what you want. Here is Joke. And again, most of these armies are Witch King, Shadow, Sauron, Saruman. Okay? For where we're at in the server, this is great. And one thing I wanted to point out with this one, okay, he's using the Fallen troops. And with the Fallen, each time after taking damage dealt plus 2%, up to 10 stacks. So at R5 on his R2 at level 5 on his R2 skill, okay, targets defense minus 10. On level 5 of his hunting expert, initiative plus 2 and it up to 8 stacks. So the thing about this is with his initiative, you don't want him acting first. And the reason for that is because of the skill right here. You want to get him taking a few hits early on so that the Fallen does extra damage. That, and they are a decently beefy unit. I don't particularly like them. They're tier 4s. Let's go to Ernesto. Ernesto is a very, very expensive formation. I've fought him many times the last couple days, and he's running all T4s. I mean, yes, I know my birds are T4s, but that's a different story because it's a specialty kind of army. This is his main army. But looked around, and he actually does have a decent formation. It's nice to see somebody using Black Serpent. Grog and Toby loves Black Serpent. Has this whole time in the game. Just wishes he was a little bit better. Okay, he's got respect level 6 Witch King. Okay, he's got an R10 Lurtz. If you can, try to switch out this Brutal Helm. The Commander defense does not help you. Full Helm, if you got it, is good purple. I know you have the Sharp. And then another thing is, right here, you have your Warborn with a lot going into it. It gives you very little attack, but mostly commander defense, which you really don't need. And he's got his relic, which is nice. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get any commander attack. And then he's got an R10 Shadow. I would definitely put 1 point in here to kill the enemy White Council, if I were you. And get rid of this Easterling Spear. Find a Battle Axe. Battle Axe is so much better for you than the Easterling Spear. So those are my couple little tidbits on that one. And as you can see, he beat me there. And you can say the resource trade is somewhat even because he's only got one T3 unit. I don't know. I think he did beat me that one, that's for sure. Okay, Holy Squirts. Fought him quite a few times. I wasn't completely full, but I was about 85-90% full. And he beat me on this one as well. And he's got his Witch King set up for something. I mean, you have the Mountain Trolls there, so you want him there to tank. So you'd be looking at unit defense, command. I mean, you could put some focus in there to help with... Oh, he doesn't even modify off command. I didn't even realize that. His R4 does, though. Okay. So, that's a lot different Witch King build than I'm used to seeing, so that's probably going to need some adjustment on that, and that would increase your army greatly. Okay. Another thing here. You want this Chance of Madness. Take 1 point out of Head of the White Council and put it there because that madness is huge. Let's see. Lurch is all the purple best in slot. Again, people, we need to read our skills. Attack and defense of small units. You are using the Fallen. They are medium units. Get out of this skill. You need to be putting them in here. And Sauron R2. Okay, and he went this way. He's got the Madness Chance, and then he's got the Deceiver. So, good job there. But yeah, Holy Squirts. Change Lurch's skills, and I would do some more testing and looking at Witch King's build. And the Black Sabbath. Fought him quite a few times. And this was my B team. This is kind of just something I threw together on this account. Because I switched Boromir and Frodo, because Frodo is usually my main. But I put Boromir because I'm using the Eagles. So I did kind of the double. I did Frodo. I did Falcon, which I only have R2. So he's not really helping anything. I don't even know why I have the Bow Knights on him. The Bow Knights are supposed to be on Erwin. which again I don't recommend using Erwin. Yeah, that was supposed to be switched, but this was just something I threw together because why not? So as you can see, this server has been over for a little while. We were the biggest in the server. We had the most people. Met some good people here and actually found some old friends in here. Impurez, that is playing in Erebor, was somebody that was with Dome a couple seasons ago, and hope to see him back in Dome. Very nice guy, good formation. It was fun to play around with him as well. So I'll just end this with taking a quick peek at some of these red pins. As you can see so far, nothing really big. I mean, just over a couple million participants. You got a 3.8 there with Rohan and Lothlorien. And I think that is the biggest pin on the server, which was with Erebor. And like I said, us and Dome, we're going to let them have their capital back. We're going to help Mordor with Mount Doom in a few hours. Everybody's having a capital except for Ruin. Sorry, guys. It just happened to be there's not enough capitals in the server. So, I guess I'm going to stop the video there. This will be the last season update for this account, for this server. So, hopefully, some of the people reach out that I talked about with Mordor on my reports. If anybody else needs help with formation, gear, feel free to message me. So, as always, make the most out of what you got.